Hi, my name is Dustin and I'm CEO of DusCX Consulting. Today we're going to look at 6 things that you can do to improve your project success rate within your organizations. These are some of the 6 things that I've seen in my 22-year career that companies make, the mistakes they actually make, which results in project failures. So let's start. First one is not doing a business case. So a lot of people think business case has to be this big undertaking where you have to actually do a lot of work, a lot of documentation and things like that. That's not actually true, because the business case is a document that you actually use to justify your investment, whatever that you are doing. Because whether it's a small investment or a large investment, you should actually make sure that before you start, you have to identify what are the objectives you're trying to achieve and what is the cost of ownership and what are the benefits you are after and what is in scope and what is out of scope. So doing a business case is very important. So one of the things actually what we tell our client is when you actually, depending on the value of the project, you can either do a 1-page business case or you can actually do this big undertaking of a proper business case, very detailed business case. But creating a business case is a must for any IT investment. So there you go. That's your number 1. Number 2 is gathering requirements. So before you pick the solution, you actually have to have a better understanding around what do you need to achieve in the business, your deliverables. What are the features and the functionalities you need within the solution that you're looking for? So what we actually tell them is you don't have to go and know everything, but do a requirement gathering at a very high level, at a high level, have an understanding around what are the features and functionalities you need within the solution that you're after. So it doesn't have to be they talk about, I need this button here, no. It's about, I need these features, key features included. And also don't forget to rate them. Like, I can live without this. This is a must-have feature for us to be successful. And this is a nice-to-have feature. And this is something maybe we can start off on day 1, but then we have to do it. So likewise, make sure that you do a high-level requirement gathering exercise at the beginning of the project, before you start your procurement process. Because when you start your procurement process, if you have a procurement team, they're going to ask, because vendors do ask. So you have to go with your questions, not when vendors comes and actually tell you, these are the things that my software can do, and that's good enough for you. So never look at it from there. Always look at it from your business needs perspective and go to the market and find the best fit for that. There you go. Number 3. No shortcuts during the procurement process, because procurement process is very important. If you don't do your procurement process right, you're going to suffer in years to come, because implementation is one thing. Once you do the implementation, your business has to use it. So make sure you do a good, thorough procurement process. Find the right solution. This is one of the actually biggest mistakes small to medium organizations make, because small organizations, they never go through a proper market, look at what's available in the market, what they can do, what's the right fit for their business. They always go through either somebody recommended, somebody who doesn't know about anything, or maybe through a personal contact, they pick a product. It's certain stages, these things can work, but in my experience, it's always you have to make sure you do your proper procurement evaluation, product evaluation before you make the purchase. So organization with business analysts, this is what we do. What they do is they actually sit down, they look at what's in the market, they sit down with you and just let you know, okay, these are the things that in the market, this is what you need, these are the must-haves you should have as a business, and these are the things that you should be able to work with or without the feature on day 1 or first month. So that's one of the things that you have to do. The next one is number 4, planning change management. Planning change management is very important. Planning change management, starting change management process earlier the better. One of the biggest challenges a lot of companies have is they wait until the last moment to start the change management process. The downside of starting change management process very late is you actually don't have too much time, because if you actually consider a development life cycle from a vendor, they actually give you, they don't want your project to drag 3-4 weeks and come and sit down and do change management with you for months. It's going to cost you if they do it. So one of the things you have to do is you have to start change management early. When you have your business teams and things like that, people who are affected by the new implementation, you have to make sure that you start identifying where are those impacts going to be within your operation, how this is going to change your individual users' roles, and how it's going to change their responsibilities, how it's going to impact your current processes. What are the new processes you have to create? And is there any downstream impact that you need to manage? Any systems that you need to manage, change? You have to make sure you identify all those as early as possible. So one of the things I actually we recommend based on my experience is you must start change management at the same time they start the project. Start the development or the implementation or the configuration of the project, because it is very important you start it early as possible. So when it's come to your UAT, the pilot runs and things like that, you have a team who actually understand what are the changes, where it's going to change, what's going to impact. So your implementation will be much more successful when it's come to the deployment. So there you go, guys. So that's number 4. So number five is having your business team take the lead on the project. This is very important. We all heard about IT-led projects. There are certain projects that has to be led by IT, but still you have to have very strong representation from the business side of it. I always advocate people that your projects must be led by the business. So the project owner has to be business, from somebody from the operational side. And if you can have people like the top main stakeholders also involved in the project, that's amazing, because this way people get more familiar with the product and they can identify any issues earlier, as sooner than anybody else. If they find out any issues, they can always action it, fix it, and sort it out without having any issues. So there you go, guys. And also it's going to help them with their change management, because most of these people who are actually involved in the project are going to become the champions once you actually start deploying. So the rollout of the project is going to be much more easier, because you'll have business people embedded in the business helping other business users to embrace the product and start using it. So there you go. That's number 5. Number 6 is actually, I would say, one of the most important things. I've made this mistake so many times, quite a lot actually, in my career. Communication is extremely important. Every project, I always advocate that you must have fixed communication timelines, schedules in place. It either can be weekly, every other day, depending on your stakeholder group. Once a month update if it's your steering committee, if you want to report to the board. Once a month if it's departmental heads. Once a week, fortnightly, likewise. So depending on your group, you should make sure that you have your communication plan in place, and you stick to it. And also you have to make sure that you be honest when you're actually communicating the project updates with these groups. Another thing I would actually recommend is, outside of project stakeholder group, you also have to start look at communicating with the future users, impacted users, the others. Build the awareness. Make sure something's coming. Make sure these are the things we're doing. That's all. Actually, that's always a nice touch to when you actually tell people these are the things that we are working on. This is how it's going to help their roles, certain roles, and so on and so forth. So there you go. Communication is very important, and something you cannot ignore. So there you go, guys. So those are the 6 things that you can do to improve your project success rate within your organization. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach it in the comment section. And if you are actually a business within the consumer goods industry, looking to implement any technology, any business technology to help you with improving your operational capabilities, feel free to reach out to us. We obviously help companies with successfully implement technology projects. Being a business analyst consultancy, we can help you with creating preparation with the business cases, finding the right solutions in the market through procurement process, gathering requirements, and also finding the right vendors, implementers to help you with implementing your product. So there you go. If you have any questions, again, as I said, leave it in the comments. If you find this video helpful, leave a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.